Hi, it's Jennifer with Jennifer at Home. I'm so glad you joined me today to make some spicy lodge pecans. Spicy pecans became very popular back in the 1950s, 1960s, early 70s, and lots of different hotels and lounges and resorts and bars across the country. It was very common to find these things in nicer places sitting out available to the patrons. Well, today I'm going to make this recipe using pecans. We'll preheat the oven to 350. This recipe doesn't require very many ingredients. All you need is about a pound of pecan halves, a half a cup of maple syrup, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, and 1 teaspoon of salt. The first thing we'll do is mix the cumin, cayenne pepper, and salt. The easiest way is just to put it in a bowl and mix all the dry ingredients with a whisk. Now we'll put the pecans in a bowl and we'll completely coat the pecans with maple syrup. If you find that your syrup is rather thin, you can add some more pecans till you get a nice coating, just like this. And once we have that nice coating on the pecans, we're just going to add the dry ingredients and we're going to fold that right in. The syrup I was using this time was a little bit thinner than the one I used last time, so I went ahead and added some more pecans. I've mixed everything together and now I'm going to put it out on a baking sheet and bake it in the oven. You can use parchment paper on your baking sheet, or you can use a non-stick foil or a regular foil that has been sprayed. I'm using a non-stick foil here because I don't want the pecans to stick. Then we're going to spread the pecans out into an even layer. We're going to bake these in the oven at 350. We'll put these pecans in the oven for 10 minutes at 350, then we'll take them out, stir them, and put them back in for 10 to 15 more minutes, stirring occasionally after that as they cool. The pecans have been in about 8 minutes, so let's check on them and see how they're doing. They look really good. The pecans have now been in for 10 minutes at 350, so I'm going to just take them and stir them all around and then put them right back in a single layer, and then we'll put them back in the oven for an additional 10 to 15 minutes. And we'll want to check them about after 8 minutes, so that way we can make sure that everything's going okay and they aren't getting overdone. The pecans have just come out of the oven for the second time. This time I left them in about 12 minutes. Now I'll let them sit for 5 minutes and then I'll stir them and let them cool and stir them a couple more times as they're cooling. These nuts smell amazing. They're just the right amount of sweet and the right amount of spice, and they're so good. And here's how the spicy lodge pecans turned out. Thanks for joining me to make these spicy lodge pecans today. I hope you realize just how easy this recipe is and how tasty these pecans can be. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed, and if you haven't, I would love for you to subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified when I have new videos coming out. And be sure and hit that thumbs up button as well.